The Rohingya boat people really came to international attention when we discovered earlier this year that waves of boat people were being detained and then towed out to sea by the Thai military. They'd be towed out in unpowered boats, often with very little food or water, and just cast adrift on the Indian Ocean. Not much had been heard of them in terms of international attention, but in fact it's been a problem that's been growing over many years. They're a very isolated Muslim tribe in Myanmar. They're not considered Myanmar citizens by the military government. That means they lack access to just basic human rights such as education, freedom of movement. It's very difficult for them to get married legally. If they're caught in relations outside of wedlock, they face 4 years jail. So at every turn, their lives are very, very difficult, and they've been fleeing every winter across the Andaman Sea in greater numbers. The numbers are fairly loose, but we have confirmed that at least 1,190 we know were towed out to sea and abandoned, and hundreds of that group are known to be missing or feared dead. We built up that knowledge through a variety of sources with the Thai military, who were outraged at what was going on, different survivors' accounts, from men washing ashore in the Andaman Islands, which are owned by India, off the coast of Thailand, in Indonesia as well. Many survivors' stories that could not have conceivably been worked out in advance. These were people who didn't know each other and were talking at different times in different ways. And Thailand obviously became very concerned that they were some sort of threat and took some pretty drastic action. That is now under international condemnation and United Nations concern. That is now stopped, and the Thai government has promised investigations.
Now, Greg, you've been in Bali this week, and of course the Thai government, as you said, has been under fire. What have they come out and said? Will this practice now stop?
They said before the meeting, they acknowledged that some boat people had been cast adrift by the military. They insisted that they did have food and water, but ultimately they've insisted that it will stop. This meeting was more geared to finding a long-term solution, which effectively means getting Myanmar's military government to treat these people a bit better, to stop them leaving. United Nations officials I've spoken to who have been involved with refugees for more than 30 years, some of these guys, they say they've never seen persecution on a scale that exists in Myanmar against these people.
As you've just said, there are two sides to this story. So what have the Myanmar officials been saying at this conference?
Well, apparently in private meetings they start off and they're very blunt. It was the National Police Chief, Brigadier General Yi, and he was very blunt, and he would start off in private meetings, I'm told, by insisting that these people are not in any way, shape or form Myanmar citizens. But then after he had sort of said the party line, he would be a little more reasonable and talk about ways that Myanmar could cooperate with the regional community to make sure to stop these waves crossing the Andaman Sea every winter to Thailand or Malaysia or Indonesia. So it's early days, but there is hope now that they can at least start addressing this in a meaningful fashion. The UNHCR, which is well known in Hong Kong after the boat people crisis in the 70s, 80s and up until the mid-90s, is actively involved and is in the area of Burma where these people are, and is trying to increase aid and get schooling sorted out and that kind of thing, knowing that it's going to be very hard to get Myanmar to agree to making them citizens, but even before that, they want to improve their lot.